Hey, book lovers, welcome back to another episode of Dragons and Spaceships. I'm your host, Brandi, and today we are diving into one of the new hottest romantasy releases of this year, Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Perry is already a powerhouse in contemporary romance, known for emotional small-town stories like The Edens and Jameson Valley, but this time she's traded cowboys and cozy cabins for kingdoms, monsters, and one of the most intense enemies-to-lovers dynamics I've read all year. Shield of Sparrows is an epic fantasy with heart full of political intrigue, mysterious curses, and a love story that literally defies kingdoms. So grab your swords and your tissues because we are about to fly headfirst into this one. But before we get swept into the royal conspiracies and dangerous magic, let's take a quick detour to spotlight a book that has been trending everywhere lately. Okay, book lovers, if you are craving your next page turner, let's talk about She Didn't See It Coming. This one is by Sherry Lapina. Yes, the author who gave us The Couple Next Door and a whole lineup of twist-filled domestic thrillers. Her newest novel just dropped July 29th, 2025. Picture this. Bryden and Sam seem to have it all. A thriving career, a deluxe condo, a little daughter. But when Bryden disappears from their own underground garage, car parked, laptop open, phone in the usual spot, and no one saw her leave, everything cracks. It's an email forward of chilling domestic suspense, perfectly normal life turned upside down, suspicion around every corner, and the sense that no one in this building is who you think they are. What makes this one stand out? Lapina is at her game, fiendishly plotted with enough clues and misdirection to make you second-guess your guesses. Critics call it stunning whiplash twists and turns. Whether you're in a reading rut or hungry for a smart thriller you won't be able to put down, this one might be the one. All right, let's set sail onto our main feature. So what's Shield of Sparrows all about? The story follows Princess Odessa, Cross of Quentis, a kingdom teetering between fragile alliances and ancient magic. When a peace treaty known as the Shield of Sparrows demands a royal marriage, Odessa expects her younger sister to be chosen as the bride. But everything changes when they're visiting the prince from Turan, or rather his mysterious guarding warrior, insists on marrying Odessa instead. From that single twist, Perry launches us into a story of secrets, destiny, and survival. Odessa soon discovers that her own father has his own agenda. He wants her to infiltrate the enemy kingdom and uncover the secrets of Alisaria, a hidden capital said to hold the key to defeating terrifying monsters called the Crux. But nothing goes as planned. Her new husband's protector, the infamous Guardian, isn't who he seems. He's dangerous, alluring, and hiding a curse that blurs the line between man and monster. The further Odessa travels from home, the more she realizes that her greatest threat might not be the monsters in the dark, but the people pulling the strings behind the throne. But let's go ahead and talk about some of the characters, because this book lives and dies by its leads. First, Odessa. She's the eldest princess, the overlooked one, the girl who was never meant to be chosen. From the first chapter, Perry makes it clear that Odessa's greatest enemy isn't just the danger around her, it's her lack of freedom. There's this haunting scene early on where she literally leaps off a cliff just to feel alive for a moment. A mix of rebellion and exhaustion says everything about her. She's not your typical chosen one heroine. She's smart, skeptical, and deeply human, learning to navigate loyalty, love, and her own power in a world that constantly underestimates her. Then there's the Guardian, a stoic, lethal warrior whose reputation precedes him. Think Geralt from The Witcher meets Rhysand from ACOTAR, brooding, battle-scarred, and far more complicated than anyone realizes. Without spoiling too much, the Guardian harbors a monstrous infection which gives him supernatural strength but slowly consumes his humanity. He's both protector and danger, a walking metaphor for what it means to lose control of yourself in pursuit of survival. And together, the chemistry is pure fire. It's burn, it's forced proximity, it's reluctant trust, all the classic romantasy fuel, but with surprising emotional depth. Their relationship isn't just about attraction. It's about two people who've both been used as pawns learning how to choose each other on their own terms. Supporting characters like Evangeline, Brielle, and even Odessa's manipulative father add layers of intrigue and betrayal. Each alliance in the story feels fragile, which makes every act of loyalty hit even harder. What I love about Shield of Sparrows is how it goes beyond the romance and really dives into three big themes: freedom, monstrosity, and belonging. First, freedom. Odessa's entire arc is about learning that freedom isn't something granted, it's something claimed. In the beginning, every decision in her life is made for her: who she'll marry, where she'll live, what she's supposed to do, what she's supposed to believe. But as she ventures deeper, she starts fighting for her own agency, symbolized in everything from the clothes she chooses to the sword she insists on wielding. Then there's monstrosity. And this one's fascinating. Perry doesn't just ask what makes a monster, she asks what makes someone human. The infection that turns beasts feral and runs through the Guardian's veins becomes this powerful metaphor for moral corruption and inner struggle. The question isn't what is monstrous, it's who decides what's monstrous. Her journey isn't about realizing that family and loyalty aren't bound by blood. Her father sees her as a tool, her homeland sees her as expendable, and yet she builds a new kind of home among strangers. Perry captures that universal ache of wanting to be seen, to be chosen, and to belong, and how love at its core is an act of choosing. Now let's get into the good stuff, the romance. At first, the Guardian and Odessa are complete opposites. He's cold, dangerous, infuriatingly smug. She's stubborn, curious, and secretly terrified of being powerless again. But what starts as defiance slowly becomes something else, a mutual respect built on shared danger and reluctant trust. Their dynamic leans into that perfect slow burn tension romantasy fans crave. There's sword training, banter that cuts deeper than blades, and a magnetic pull of two people who shouldn't want each other but can't help it. What's refreshing, though, is that Perry doesn't let romance erase Odessa's individuality. Falling in love doesn't save her, it reveals her. By the time she realizes her heart belongs to him, she's already become someone stronger, braver, and freer. And when the Guardian's true identity and curse come to light, let's just say every romantic payoff feels earned because it's built on honesty and sacrifice, not fate. Perry's writing here is such a pleasant surprise. She's known for her emotional, small-town romances, so to see her pivot into full-blown romantasy and pull it off well is very impressive. The world of Shield of Sparrows feels rich and cinematic, filled with mysterious orders, dangerous creatures, and this creeping sense that something ancient and deadly is stirring beneath the surface. But what makes it special is how personal it still feels. Even with the sprawling kingdoms and monster battles, the story is deeply character-driven. Perry's prose balances action and emotion beautifully, giving us the thrill of epic fantasy without losing the intimacy of a love story. If you loved Fourth Wing or The Bridge Kingdom, this book fits right in that lane, but with Perry's signature emotional realism and warmth. It's brutal, heartfelt, and surprisingly hopeful all at once. So here's what I want to know. What do you think makes a monster? Is it the things we can't control, the magic, the curse, the infection, or the choices we make when no one's watching? Shield of Sparrows really made me think about the line between love and loyalty and how sometimes being brave means betraying the wrong people for the right reasons. If you've read this one, send us your thoughts. Do you think she made the right call in the end? And would you have trusted the Guardian or run the other way? But all right, my fire-breathing friends, it's time for our Dragon's Roar, where we spotlight one hot new release you won't want to miss. Big news, Emily Henry's smash rom-com novel Funny Story is officially being adapted into a movie. The announcement came in July and confirmed that Henry herself will write the screenplay. Here's the juicy bit. Funny Story follows children's librarian Devney, whose fiancé dumps her for his childhood best friend. With nowhere left to turn, she moves in with Miles, the ex of the same best friend, and together they prank plot their way into their ex's weddings. Although the official cast hasn't been locked in yet, most of the internet is rooting for Dylan O'Brien to play Miles, and honestly, we're here for it. So keep Funny Story on your radar, even if you're not a rom-com regular. This one is good to watch, and we also covered this in an episode, so go and watch that as well. Well, that's it for Dragon's Roar this week. May your pages stay crisp and your popcorn ready. Shield of Sparrows isn't just a romantasy, it's a story about transformation, about learning who you are when the people you trusted the most ask you to become someone you're not. It's dark, emotional, and full of heart, the kind of book that reminds you why fantasy and romance are such a powerful combo. If you love stories where the heroine earns her freedom, where monsters have depth, and where love feels both dangerous and divine, this one absolutely belongs on your shelf. Thanks for tuning into Dragons and Spaceships. Don't forget to subscribe, share the episode, and tag us with your favorite quotes from Shield of Sparrows. And don't forget to look out for the second book in January. Until next time, keep reading, stay curious, and may your TBR pile never stop growing.